Blah, 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 blah. Hello, everyone. Well, this is working. Okay. Now I must run over there. And then I bumped the screen. Now, set this up right. Not bad. Hello. It is me, Devin, of Damn Studio, game master of this game. Well, if you know gaming, you know that sometimes people are sick or have tragedies in the family, like we have a member that's at a funeral. No one's business really who or what, unless they want to say something. But I'm just explaining why we don't have a show today, or a game I should say. But since our game is more than that, it's also a show for people to watch, and I got some people that hopefully tune in to watch us. And it's fine if the game can't go on, but now that it's a show, it's actually also got that thing that you guys expect to see us. At least if one or two of you do, I'm still here for it. We're going to give you kind of a inside look quickly. I'll discuss some of the stuff. See, I started off with TV doing public access in Seattle. And I did that for a long time, but I started gaming back in middle school. First game was Tunnels and Trolls. Means some friends got together, played it. I never heard of it. And we sat there and made characters most of the night and ended up dying multiple times due to lions. We were killed by the local landscape, not monsters. But, it was still fun. And then we went on, and then I saw his brother playing a game, and that one had superhero characters, which was cool because everyone had their own hand-drawn looking characters, and they're original and neat looking. Well, then I found out years later it was actually a blank body shape on the character. It was the old Champions game, but it was still kind of cool. You could express your ideas because I always had done a lot of drawing. And by then I was into comic books too. So, matter of fact, my friends that I've had from Tunnels and Trolls game for years when I was a kid, later on, I didn't so much see them because they wanted to do more of that, and I wanted to do hero game stuff. So, one day I was at school and I mentioned it to someone in the class next to me during our break. And they thought it was cool, and they wanted to play X-Men, and they knew a lot of friends that were into the X-Men, so we did that. And so I kind of went on with hero gaming. Now, we have this hero game, and then I still run, in case you guys haven't caught on yet, on Sunday, including this Sunday. Some of the players should make it at least, if not all of them. Where we have a fantasy game based on Tunnels and Trolls. But today was our hero game, hence the hero kind of border with the Cell 13 over here. That's the name of their team. Now to explain them a little bit. Cell 13 was a group of mutants in the future. If you saw in the movie The Mutants of Future Past, it was kind of like touched on very, very little of. A module series, they may not even know about it, that put mutants in the future based upon Rachel, Cable, Bishop, those people. And that was an interesting one. And what we were doing is we were going through the Marvel characters. The first one we did, I kind of realized that you play a group for one adventure, which is 3 to 4 days, maybe 5 at most. And then you go into another group. So you kind of just get into these characters. So there were so many Marvel modules, I went ahead and kind of broke them into certain teams, or the ones that were kind of generic, I put them in with other groups. So we at least had 2 or 3 adventures in each. But this one here was a huge 4-module set, biggest one. I never completely ran it because the players never really stuck with it. So this time I actually ran it. And I didn't realize it ended with a time travel thing. Well, when I read through all the modules, I found the Avengers go through 4 or 5 time travel modules. Too much. So what I did is I divided them up. And the ones that took place in the future were more related to the mutants. Well, we ran that. They had to design in that one their own characters, mutants in the future. Well, as you see now, we ran that one, and we went to the next group, and we did the next group, and they so much wanted to go back to that first team, because they actually created that one instead of chose characters from a pile, that we ran another. We were currently in a. Well, they went back into time to World War II. We're currently going through that module set. Then we're going to do, I believe, Fantastic Four next, and then kind of a an Avengers Academy, where they are also going to create new characters. Like students, high school age, go into an Avengers Academy because of their special abilities. Then as well some adventures for them. Then we're going to come back to like a mix in New York heroes. Nowadays you call them the Defenders, but it's a wider grouping than that, than just those 4 characters. Like Jessica Jones wasn't even in the original comics for those parts, but we're going to include her, Luke Cage, possibly a couple Spider-Man type characters, because it's actually quite a few of them. There's Spider-Gwen or something like that. So just make it interesting. And then we'll go through those. And then we'll come back again to Mutant Future Past with with a Wild West scenario. Basically, when they went to World War II, they altered things there. But also a thing that's going on in Wild West will draw them there. They don't know this yet. I wonder how many are watching.
Yeah.
So, we'll do that. And then they're going to end up, we'll go to another couple more teams of Marvel. And then we'll circle like a couple Marvel things, and we'll go to the others. Back to Mutant Future. I have 4 module sets planned for them. The third one is kind of in a Hyperion or like Conan's Fantasy World characters in New York. And then another one I have is called The Gates of What If. I've also not finished this one ever before. But I found it interesting. So it's kind of like the end result of all the things they've changed. I'm going to kind of look through and add and move things around a little bit, see what best fits it. Let's see here. Then we're going to go through all the Marvel stuff and all the Marvel superhero characters in all their different modules. Like other ones we have are S.H.I.E.L.D., which is kind of a S.H.I.E.L.D. They put out a S.H.I.E.L.D. Hydra source book, but they really didn't put adventures. So I took their characters and their concepts and I tied them to some top secret modules. And also spies, mercenary spies, and private eyes. I had those modules laying around. Like I said, I've been gaming for a long time. And then we're going to go ahead and kind of use them to go through a version of those between Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D. And then the final thing, which we're also actually going to include the Civil War modules concepts, which came out of newer Marvel stuff, and I had to convert them. After we go through all those, I have the ones called the Secret Wars. And we're only going to use the characters the players had chosen only as we went through it for the heroes available. In some cases, villains. We'll see how that goes. You know, give it a chance to play all those characters again through dealing with the Beyonder, part 1 and 2. And then we'll be going to DC. Now, DC, I was kind of thinking about it, and I originally thought, you know, Marvel superheroes I still want to use because it's just a real easy system, and I don't have to worry about copyright as much because the system kind of went away. But I found out it came back as Face Rip. Same stats, different breakdown of the abilities, but Face Rip is more of a generic system. So when we go to DC, I'm going to go to that system. Later on we'll go through Champions and Village of Vigilantes, same thing. And I'll convert their characters to that system. Now the reason I mention that is I've been thinking about doing a Patreon page, kind of like for those that are fans of the game, that want information. It could be for this game or the fantasy game. And with that, I could you could basically, if you were, just tell me on the little information things. I don't have a cell phone or anything. So, I'm just old and I don't work that way. But I have other people that help me with it, especially my assistant. Well, actually, in the case, I'm going to do jam studio production like this, but with the communication, so you guys can directly tell me what you think it sounds good. At this point, list down below what you liked and don't like on the ideas. I want to know if anyone's interested in getting access to my gaming stuff, what I've created, what I'm doing. I can even come up with stuff for the fantasy game. If you watch that, go ahead and comment on that. Also wanted to do some other stuff. We've talked about doing some animation stuff here through us. What was a public access show originally started with my wanting to show my art and other artists' work at the Art Institute. Then public access up and disappeared through, oddly enough, death where I live at the same time net neutrality came up. Although Washington State still created its own. A lot of states did, which pissed that guy off, which I like. So now, this is public access, basically. Although as a Seattle, Washington, I had like 1 million between that and Tacoma, because it used to be one section, really, most of it. Like over 1 million and some possible viewers. So I looked at myself maybe as getting 1% if I was lucky, honestly. Now we have more direct input we could have later on. We're going to have more, so whether you're the conversations you want to talk to me about things, we'll have someone read them off and let us know right now so we can have a real-time conversation. See the stuff we like, see what you would like, what we should do, what you don't think we should do. And product, I'm not getting paid to do this, so I'm going to do whatever I want. But I'd like to hear your guys' ideas because I'm open to different concepts. I like to be challenged. I like different ideas. Tried doing a movie one time, found I just didn't have the people skills. We had a lot of people disappear. If I was a hypnosis, I could have tricked them all into making them stay till my film was over. I don't like trouncing on people's personal rights though, because so that's what if you look at a lot of the old directors did, they did shit like that. I can't do that. So I might do some short stories later on though, science fiction little things. But we want to grow. We want to grow with you. We want to see if you can share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let us work with, we want to we'd like to have this as a regular, because I know a lot of people watch this on Xbox or PlayStation or through one of these systems where you can watch it through YouTube. And it's like watching TV. Well, I would like to be able to interact with you. And we can see what we create when we have fun. And share with you some of my gaming stuff if you're interested. It's a lot of work to set up this stuff and write it all up again for the game. If you go to my site, you'll notice I used to do history videos, which I still will. Mystery, called Damn Weird. And then an animation section, which was my artwork and other people's artwork. Well, we're going to, I haven't had so much time to work on those because it takes so much time to set up the gaming. But I could then capture it all, scan it and everything, and we could make it available for other people if they're interested. If not, it's a lot of work for me to do for no reason. And I'd like to be more entertaining for you anyways. So, of course, also, if we have you on Patreon, we'd give you names at the end of every episode and stuff like that. Oh, we gotta make sure we do it so we don't I hate it when you find someone will do it and it's the names of the supporters and then the ads come up over the top of this stuff. No, we'd have to put it on one side or something, plan out something. But we're gonna keep doing this regardless. I just want to do it for the fun of, I want to go through every single one of my Marvel modules, and there are even more of that on DC. There are even more Champions modules, which I play Champions a lot on the computer MMORPG game. I used to play City of Heroes, but it disappeared. If you're a City of Heroes player, note it, man. That would be cool to know. And then, kind of get a little network going. I'm retired, so I can't say I'm really doing this. I can't work anyways, but I enjoy doing this kind of stuff, and I enjoy gaming. And if I can share it with you, and if you guys want to see it, we'll keep doing it. And do whatever we can to even make it more interesting. I'd like to find ways to make it more interactive. Maybe ways that we can make it so someone at home on their laptop or whatever could interact with the game as it's being played live, like by playing an NPC or a villain. You know? People interested in that, let me know. Maybe we do that specifically for Patreon or something. We'd have to try it out on free, of course, let everyone see it. I'd like to have as much interaction as possible without any kind of corporate sponsorship or anything like that. I don't want to do ads for things. But if it comes up and I still haven't found any other way to do it, because it does take a lot of time and I need new ink. Right now, my camera, the reason we're doing live shows, is my camera's analog. It's a tape one. And my camera and my computer are no longer compatible. And I can't afford new ones yet. There are just things to me doing this with you guys that, you know, just basic costs of stuff. And if I got to find a way to offset that a little bit, because I can't increase my actual income. I mean, as far as I can't work twice as hard at retirement and get more retirement money. And who knows with this damn medical thing what's going on. But we won't go into that. Do want to do a final plug, though, for a damn studio production show we're going to do, like I said. That will relate to everything we do. Role-playing games, everything. And it'll give you a chance to get involved in that. You, the viewer, are at the table with the production with me, discussing the ideas with me, basically. So, and in that, I'm taking what used to be Real Damn Studio, which is more of a live journal for me. Jam Studio production meetings, which is what we're already talking about. And then there's damn rants, me ranting, old man rants. And I'll probably end up getting to that, answering some of the questions people get. And actually, that's what I think our public access show we used to have. We were so popular. We won a lot of awards. And I think part of it was the interactivity with the people. You know, it's, even if it's rude, it's still, they took the time to do it. So you got to kind of see a weird twist in this there. And I'm fine. I've dealt with rude for a long time. I've been through 3 kids. You know. You have a great night. I'm sorry we weren't here for you, but we'll be here next week. We'll also be here Sunday with the fantasy game. Love you all. Hope you enjoy it when you see it. And let me know if you want more updates like this. So maybe maybe you'd like to see some stuff on the history of the individual characters. Or, you know, from the fantasy. Or the hero game. Especially when they're characters that we created. You know, if you have questions maybe about how I made the characters. That's why I think we're going to take the hero game and go to the face rip system so we can all be on the same board on the system that we're playing. Now, I don't know if anyone currently owns the face rip system. Fighting, agility, strength, endurance, reason, intuition, psych. The first company went bankrupt. It's gone. So went into public domain. If they want to contact me with any idea of what am I planning to do, do it. If you can put me in touch with them, do it. I'm here to have fun, and hopefully you are too. So now I'm going to walk around the table, go over there and shut it down. But we'll see you in a couple days, actually. Bye.